Hello everyone and welcome back to another hashtag trending with me. In the next 5 minutes, I'll show you some social media reactions to the recent horrific finding of 700 unmarked graves in Canada belonging to Indigenous children and the events that have followed since. Stay tuned. This was the largest burial site found to date, and the reason for decades of pent-up anger to finally surface on July 1st, or Canada Day, the day Canadians celebrates their country's founding by British colonies. The timing was perfect. Angry Canadians in Winnipeg pulled down a statue of Queen Victoria and a smaller one of Queen Elizabeth II, both representative of the country's colonial history. Multiple cities scrapped Canada Day celebrations in solidarity with the country's real owners, the Indigenous people. They took their lands and their kids from them, but that wasn't enough. Anyways, let's get the tweet we spinning. The first one comes from Nahid. He wrote, "Hundreds of unmarked graves have been found at a former residential school in Saskatchewan. It's the tip of the iceberg. There were over 130 residential schools. Is Canada ready to face the genocide it participated in? Are we ready to deal with the reckoning?" To which Bayon replied, "It seems it was a common practice in residential schools. Kill the kids and hide their bodies. That was the purpose of those schools anyways. Either make them civilized or bury them under the ground, since there was no place for them in this civilized new world. What a shame." Now let me throw in some numbers for you. 150,000 of these kids were taken away from their families, and 6,000 of them died while attending these schools. The next comment comes from Nicholas. "It's not the past. The residential school where they found the 751 graves closed in 1997. People alive today know residential school survivors. People alive today have missing kids in their families. As long as we refuse to look at these things, we're not a great country at all." To our next comment by Aaron. He wrote, "Pierre Trudeau cancelled Canada Day in 1976 for budgetary reasons. In 2021, Justin Trudeau isn't cancelling Canada Day. So it's okay to cancel the day because of capitalism, but cancelling to reflect on recent events and our history of genocide is a no." Even if he had cancelled the day this year, Canada Day will still remain a celebration of capitalist Canada with all of its historic crimes and present-day injustices. Our next tweet comes from M. They wrote, "Indigenous genocide is not history and is still ongoing today, albeit more complicated and well hidden than residential schools. The government is still actively trying to assimilate Indigenous people." Our next comment comes from Obama. They wrote, "Canada practices modern-day slavery with the temporary foreign worker program. Why don't we end that? That's something we could do right now." On to our next comment by Ritika Goel. She wrote, "Canada Day can be meaningful for many immigrants who see it as a way to celebrate our new home. But we can't pick and choose which parts of home we embrace. We too are settlers, and our lives here are built at the expense of Indigenous people's lives." Our next photo and comment comes from Carol Ann Hilton. She wrote, "What sort of mindset allows this to continue?" Good question. Canada is one of the most water-rich countries in the world, yet many of its First Nation communities, well, to be exact 61 reserves, still lack healthy, safe drinking water, a basic human right, might I add. Anyways, on to our final batch of tweets, with the first one by Erin O2. He wrote, "This is not the road to reconciliation. Reconciliation builds up our country. Actions like this tear down and destroy. I believe in Canada, and that includes our ability to meaningfully address our past while securing a future that includes everyone." This tweet, remember at the beginning of the show that I told you about the statue of Queen Elizabeth and Victoria? This tweet is questioning that. Now, to this tweet, Richard replied, "You don't get to decide the road to reconciliation. You have outdated modes of thinking and approaching problems. Sit down, listen, watch how change is made. I know it scares you. Be brave." All right, on to our next tweet by Captain Canada. He wrote, "Today's Canadians are not to blame for the past atrocities." To which Pamba replied, "True, but we continue to deny and perpetuate them, continue to reap the benefits from genocide, stolen land, and ethnic cleansing, continue to disrespect Indigenous sovereignty and privilege settler colonialism. The past lives in the present. It's about truth and justice, not guilt." Alright, that's going to be it for me in this edition of Hashtag Trending. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.